Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Really quick before we get into our actual workout today, I wanted to take a brief moment and do the W4R for 35. We're going 35 for 35 and it's coming up next. Alright, we got our 35-pound dumbbells. We're going to get in position and then we're just going to get to it. Hopefully we can do 35 reps of these. Last time I tried it was 27, so see what we can do. I did 31. 4-rep increase from the last time. And we are on our way to 35 for 35. But while that was a failure, that was not our main workout for today. We are going into a bicep and shoulder workout. So let's get to that. Here we are with our 20-pound dumbbells. I'm gonna try for 20 reps. You know how we do with the standard. And that's just something that I typically like to aim for. I think 20 for 20 is my general standard. 25 for 25 is a little bit more difficult, but 20 for 20 is something that everyone should be able to do. I think it's the easiest one to hit. Work your way up to and hit. So anyways, let's get started with some bicep curls. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, and now it's water break time. One thing I'm gonna do now is hit my shoulders while we're waiting for our biceps to cool down. That brings me to our 10-pound dumbbells. What I'm working on right now is the side delt. In the side delt, what you want to do to make sure you get that nice rounded boulder shoulder look is to hit that side delt really hard. The front delt you don't have to worry about too much when it comes to shoulder exercises because you're gonna overdevelop that more times than not by doing your pressing exercises. Your front delt will take some of that load on. That's why you want to retract your scapula back to try to maximize the amount that you're hitting with your chest when you're pressing. So when it comes to these side lateral raises, typically stick with 10s, and we do very stiff, rigid motion going out. Straight lateral raise, that's 1. Try to do 20 with these 2. So the W4R is not something that I really follow when it comes to these lateral raises. I try not to do that. I believe that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so after hitting those 20, what comes prevalent is that it's hitting your side delt, right? That side head of your deltoid muscle, which is your shoulder. That's a fancy way to say shoulder. And then also gets up here into your traps and into your neck, which is why I kind of have big traps when I flex them, when I highlight. Half of it is posturing. All right, now that we've done those, let's go ahead, go back to our 20s. We're gonna try for at least 15. So let's get to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Golly. Whew. It's pretty intense, guys. Getting back to our water break here. Feeling pretty weak out of the gate here today. Though I can say I have not eaten much today. I did have some waffle bites basically. The waffle maker, waffle iron, failed miserably, and everything kind of congealed and got stuck in there. So we had waffle bites basically. Delicious, not very nutritious. And always, water is key to everything. It is one of the main building blocks of life here. And you can really tell that by how great it is. Again, as I always say, 66 ounces a day keeps the doctor away. While we recover here, a couple things to note is that while I've been taking my little hiatus from the daily videos, I did discover how to record 144 hertz in OBS. So all the jitters are completely gone from all of my recordings now, which is very nice. And that is something that I'm gonna go over in a future video next week, so stay tuned for that. I have been playing Trepang 2, and I really need to talk about how great that game is. But that's coming up next week. This is now, and it is time for more shoulders. We are going to do, again, at least 15. All right, so here we go. 15. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 15's it. 14, 15. Oh, God. It's so tough. It's so tough. That's how you know you're doing it right, when it's tough. I am also a huge proponent to trust the body, listen to your body, really pay attention, hone into what it is telling you. So if it is telling you, like, if you feel pain, you don't necessarily want to work through pain, all right, you can always come back and try another set in a day or two if you avoid that injury. But if you really push through and you really damage yourself, lifting ego first, and you hurt yourself, you know, utilizing that one more rep mentality, then you know, that injury is going to sideline you for weeks to months, and then that's just a bunch more training that you've lost in the grand scheme of things. That's called the volume training mindset, and that has changed my life pretty dramatically, actually, in how I approach training. And I haven't been injured in ages, but also then again, you have to think, are you training for personal reasons? Me, I'm not like competing. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm just trying to get lean and strong. And I really like how I essentially look like an anime character. So it's really that I'm training for. If you're training to be like a professional, then this isn't really going to be helpful for you now, is it? We're going back to our bicep workout now. The goal, the aim here for this third set is 10 as we continue to go down. So let's get to that in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 11, 12, 15, 13, 14, 15. All right. Did more than I thought I could, which is great. Very great. Starting to get a little dizzy. I'm gonna lay back. Get that blood flow to the brain. Okay, so I don't know what it's called. One of my friends told me that she had this condition where her blood vessels open up very easily, like exercising when she sees any amount of blood, things along those lines. And she has to lay down, and that will increase the blood flow back to her head, because while they'll dilate, they don't shrink down normally. naturally as they should. So when she described her symptoms to me and what she was actually going through, like what the doctors diagnosed her with, then I just kind of took that and did my own thing. And anytime that I start getting lightheaded from working out, anything along those lines, I just take a breather, lay back. Within 30 seconds, I'm good. So did not realize that that would help, and that's what causes you to pass out. I have passed out a number of times in my lifetime, starting when I was 12. That is a story for another time, though. Back to shoulders. Again, this third set. This is our final set, and the goal is to hit at least 10, but if I can do beyond that, that is what I'll do. So let's get to it. All right, so we came back strong. In that third round, we were able to complete 15 bicep curls at 20 pounds and 20 of the lateral raises. We are done with those exercises. We are now going to take a break. There's a lot of different schools of thought relating to fitness training, exercising. That's why it can seem so confusing. You have all these different creators and influencers weighing in, and when you're out of shape and just getting into it, it's very difficult to take that first step. And what makes it even more difficult is when you're over there thinking about what's the best method, what is the most effective training method, and you have all these videos telling you to do it this specific way because it's science-based, or I tried it this way and it worked for me. And one thing that you need to realize is that humans are not one-to-one. We're all different. Just because something works for me does not mean that it will work for you. I try to approach training. I've been training now, let's see, I'm 36 right now, and I've been training since I was 20. So 16 years. In that 16 years, what I have come to realize, and most of that was on my own. I really didn't join a gym until after I had joined the military, and even then it was because it was specifically free. And it was 15 minutes away, and I had access to a lot of equipment. So most of that time, I've been training strictly at home, developing my own methods, figuring out what works for me, what doesn't. And what I need to tell you guys is it does not matter what you do so long as you keep going. I like the volume training. I like training also circuits. I like to change it up. Some days I like to do 3 sets of a certain rep range with 1 weight class. Then there's other days that I will do a dynamic set where I'll do like 15 reps at 35 pounds. And then I try to increase the reps as I go down, or I'll try to just hit the same rep range going down, starting at the hardest, going down to the lowest. And you know, when I have 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, and 10 pound dumbbells, you really have a category where you can break it up into 3 and 3, whereas 25 to 35 are your heavier ranges and you're gonna lift one way, and 20 and down are different. You know, they're much lighter, so not only can you do higher reps, you can actually try to move your muscles differently and try to isolate those more. So it used to be back in the day that they would say like anywhere from like 8 to 10 reps or 8 to 12 is for mass, and anything 12 to 20 is for definition. And that is pretty much what developed in my core, and how I developed my program for myself, is that when it came to that, I wanted to maximize both benefits. So I just decided I'm going to build mass and tone at the same time. People will say you can't do that, but you can, because if you train 8 to 12 reps, right, with one weight range, and then you still have gas left in the tank. You take up that lighter weight. You train for tone. What you're going to see is both eventually, really get down to it to where it's transforming you. And right before your eyes, just shut your brain off. Stop listening to what people are telling you is right and wrong, and trust your body. That is the main thing, is just trust your body. I know I can monologue for a long period of time, but really what I'm just trying to tell you is that figure out what's right for you and enjoy it. Train in a way that makes you enjoy it, and you will come right back to it. Right? It's not something that should be painful and kill you and make you want to die instead of coming in and actually doing the work. I love doing this. Yes, the visual benefits, right, the aesthetic benefits are definitely there, right, case in point. The other thing is that it makes me feel really good. Like, I get high off of doing this stuff. The endorphins flow. I feel so good, just so happy. And then I also meditate afterwards, and I just become this very stoic, strong person with this very strong base, and it feels really good. I'm not as hyper emotional, not as reactionary, not sad, not depressed. This is therapy for me. Knowing how I feel is therapy. Knowing what is bothering me, knowing how to go forward is therapy, but also you have to get into a Zen state, and you can't get into a Zen state if you have this pent-up anger and excited energy in you. You have to expel that to be able to get centered and get grounded, and then do the inner work. So it's really two sides of the same coin, but ultimately no two people are built the same, and do what's right for you. Do what works for you. Keep coming back to that. You will get to where you need to be. With that being said, it is now time for bent over dumbbell rows. Okay, so with that, we're going back to our 35-pound dumbbells. What you do simply is you get your chest puffed out, brace your core, come down, and with your spine in a neutral position and your chest back, we are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so we did 20 of those. And I, again, lightheaded, buzzy, need to sit down. Whew. Oh. Okay. So, now that we did our lie back, now we go ahead and get this. We've done biceps, side delts. Now we're hitting that rear delt. We're bringing it back, really focusing on utilizing this. It's also going to work lower right here. It's going to work all this right here. It is really important. Then you work your back as much as you work your front, because otherwise you will become imbalanced. And it is just as important as, training everything in an equal facet is very important. Otherwise you are going to be much stronger doing one thing than you are versus another. And also you will look imbalanced, and imbalanced does not look natural. In fact, everyone laughs at everyone who skips leg day. Okay, now that we've gotten that little break out of the way, it is time to move down to the 35-pound dumbbells. All right, you might notice that I'm standing a little bit further over to the side than I usually am, and that's just because the dumbbells are lining up down here next to my foot, and I don't feel like standing on them. So here we go. Get in our position, and 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, We did it. Oh, hi guys. Need to lay back again. Okay. And I'm back, just like that. Laying back, breathing, allowing everything to process, let my body relax. We are back. It's time for more water. So I'm going to do one more set, and we're gonna do the 25s this time. However, I am gonna let my body I'm gonna allow it a little bit more time to recover. Okay, so here we are, final set of our dumbbell rows. Hands are getting weak, so I'm just gonna get to it, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I really needed to get it done. The good news is that we made it. I need to lay down again. 1 second. Okay, so we are back. Thank you for hanging out with me, sticking through this with me. Gosh, I don't know why I am the way I am today. Maybe it's because I didn't have a substantial meal before this. That probably is it. But that's what I'm banking on, because I'm not usually like this when I work out this way. Usually I need a little bit of a break, but I'm not like constantly worried that I'm gonna pass out. So good news is that we made it through. We did 3 reps of our bent over dumbbell rows, doing 20 reps each, 35, 30, 25 pounds. We went ahead and did 3 sets of bicep curls. 2 we hit for the W4R program. 1 we hit 15 reps with 20-pound dumbbells. And then we also did lateral raises, hitting the side head of our delt. And we did 3 sets. I believe it was 20, 15, and 20. So all in all, 3 exercises for 3 sets, each kind of differing how we approach them. And then of course we tried our 35 for 35 W4R with the incline dumbbell bench. We only hit 31, so we are 4 reps away from actually maxing out my standard in a incline bench press exercise. So once I hit 35 for 35, I'm maxed out. I don't have 40-pound dumbbells, but that might be changing soon. I don't know. I will address my needs as I continue on with this whole series. But either way, guys, that's going to do it for us here today on this Saturday. I want to thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you next time.